And we have head coach Ime Udoka with us. Questions for Coach?
Not sick anymore. It's okay.
I was never sick.
We'll go to the first Zoom question first, Coach, from Keith Smith. Keith?
Hey, Coach, how did it feel to run your first practice as the head coach of a team in the NBA?
It was good. It was fun. I enjoy our group. Obviously, got a group of coaches that I know well, but nothing I honestly haven't done before, just in a different capacity now. So whether it's Summer League or Pop letting us do what we did in San Antonio, it's very similar as far as that. But like you said, different title now. So it's fun to implement your stuff, get the group together for the first time, especially with me being gone a lot this summer. And so I was happy to get out there for the first day.
Next question will be from Bobby Manning, also on Zoom. Bobby?
Hey, Ime. Just a question about Rob going into the season. I know his focus is getting healthy, playing more games, things like that. How do you kind of see his role, his management going into this season? He was kind of limited in minutes last year, not always the starter throughout last year. Do you kind of see him as the starting center on this team? Do you see him getting some more minutes, or is that something you haven't decided yet?
Yeah, I mean, we do want to build him up overall. I think growth is a constant theme with all of our guys, and he's at the stage in his career and that age we want to see him improve overall. Health is a big part of it, obviously, and I had that firsthand against them last year in the playoffs. We saw the difference with him being on and off the court in that Brooklyn series. So we know how he impacts the game and things he does for the team. It's a matter of him staying healthy and just showing improvement and growth overall, and that's increasing his minutes, increasing his role, and obviously, him signing an extension with us is our vote of confidence with what he can do for our team.
We'll start in person next, Coach, with John Corrales.
Hey, Coach, just how did everybody get through day one? Any injuries, anything of note in that regard?
No, not at all. The guys have been in town for a while now or working out on their own in different cities. So guys came in good shape. It was more so a lot of teaching today, implementing a new system, new coverage, new terminology. But overall, it was good. This isn't the 90s anymore where you're running 2.5 hour practices twice a day. So we get a progression and a build up, and we're in step by step with our medical team to, kind of build up from a medium based practice to harder as the week goes on. So guys did a good job and they've come prepared.
Jared Weiss.
How has having players that have played for you before helped you in kind of establishing the locker room culture?
It's good. It's a familiar face. Guys I know, obviously, their game well and personally is even more important. So to have those guys there, it's good to see old faces again, like, Josh and Alan, some of the guys I've coached in the past, as well as Jason, some of those guys. So familiar faces is good, but at the same time, I enjoy getting to know the other guys as well. We've had some great additions in the offseason. So, the relationship part goes across the board, whether you know them or not. And I think that's where I come in handy. What I do comes in handy. And so it's just good to get to know Juancho and Ennis and some of the other guys that I haven't really got to know personally.
Jay King?
You said that Marcus Smart asked you to put the ball in his hands more often, and that's something you want to do. What was that conversation like when he spoke to you about that? And then what do you like about that idea of having him at point guard with the ball in his hands more often?
Yeah, it wasn't just him flat out asking. We told him what role we envision him playing, having the ball in his hands more. He's a natural playmaker that can do some things. So we obviously want to find him, help get guys shots. He understands the personnel on this team, and he's been here for all these years. So he knows what Jason, Jalen, some of those guys bring to the table, and this is his job to do some more facilitating than he's done in the past. So it's something he's going to embrace, obviously. He's been looking forward to, and now, like you said, the ball is going to be in his hands more. It's a huge opportunity for him to step up and grow his game as well as leadership.
In person, Sherrod Blakely.
Coach, you touched on a little bit yesterday about Al Horford and Jess in Philly. Some things you guys there could have done differently to just get more out of him and things of that nature. What are some things that when you just knowing Al through the years, competing against him and then coaching with him, what are some things you're looking to amplify in his game here in Boston?
I'll say overall his playmaking ability. He's a big that can handle the ball, pass the ball, as well as shoot it. So we can initiate offense through him a lot of different areas on the court, from the high post to elbows or out of the post in general. Get him the ball, he makes the right decisions. but also ask him to be aggressive. Some of the things I mentioned in Philadelphia were teams putting their big on Joel and two guards on him at times, and we didn't always take advantage of that. So, I told him to be who he is. He got back to that somewhat in Oklahoma City last year, and so we're looking to take advantage of that. Teams want to put a small on him or something like that. We'll definitely try to make him pay more often, but his leadership in general, the versatility he brings to our group with shooting and passing and some of the things he does playmaking-wise, he's been great so far in open gym and training camp, grabbing rebounds and really putting pressure on teams by bringing the ball up. So we want him to do all those things that he does well, as well as be aggressive and look forward to scoring.
We'll go to a Zoom question with Abby Chin, Coach.
Thanks, Jeff. Ime, I'm just curious what the plan is. You talked about installation and going over some fundamentals and terminology. What is the plan for this week? I mean, because that first preseason game sneaks up pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's really to take it slow. We're not in a rush to try to put 100 plays in. It's more so getting the concepts across and getting the coverages and different schemes and terminology across. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's nothing these guys haven't already done or seen before. It's just a matter of, us giving them our terminology and some of the things we want them to do. So we're going to take it slow and build this base up day by day, offensively and defensively. We don't want to skip any steps. Starting over like it is day one, especially with the new staff and some new players added. So we'll take that slow and really use these practices in the first few preseason games to implement the stuff we want to get to. And then we'll get to more specific sets and things that guys do naturally already.
In person with Mark Murphy.
Hey, Ime. In the past, sometimes Marcus has been questioned with the shot selection, when to pass, when to shoot. This is going to be a shift in his thought process a little bit. How much does he have to be helped along in that?
Well, like I said, he's one of our natural playmakers that facilitates well. He's not always looking to score. He understands who he's playing with as well. So that, like you said, with the ball in his hands more, he understands the responsibility of that role. So he knows what he has on those wings around him, and I want him to be an extension of us coaches on the floor and recognize mismatches, who to get the shot for, as well as look for his own shot and be aggressive. So it's a fine balance there. Obviously, you got two talented wings, and he knows what he has there. He's been with these guys for a long time, so it's like you said, finding that balance there, but also being aggressive and being a threat out there.
Last couple of questions in person. Adam Himmelsbeck is first.
Hey, mate, guys talked more yesterday about how they've requested and asked you to coach them hard, is how they phrase it. How does that kind of resonate with you? What are your reaction to that? And how would you describe your coaching style?
Well, I think the guys that have spoke about that know who I am already. So, you can only be who you are. And so, I'm a guy that's not going to sweep stuff under the rug. I'm going to be straightforward and blunt and direct with them. And they've asked for that, but it's just who I am in general. So I can't come in and not be what I am. And they know that about me already. So with me coming in and me having worked with a lot of them before, they know I'm going to, be honest with them, be upfront. And, it's a lot that's required of you that we're asking you to do, but that's what it is. That's what the job entails, to make the right play. And so me and the staff, we're going to be on these guys, and whether you call it hard coaching or honest coaching or whatever you want to call it, that's just who I am, and they know that.
Last question in person from Gary Washburn.
You said you're not a media guy, you don't have a Twitter account, you just do face-to-face conversation, but these guys generally don't do that. How do you get them to get to know you, especially the guys that don't know you, that might know you just from seeing you on another bench? How do you kind of relate to them and know you besides on the floor?
Yeah, I'd say there are a lot of little ways off the court to do it. I like to grab a group of guys on the road and get dinner with the players. This coaching staff, we're around each other enough, and I get tired of seeing those faces. So it's always nice to grab certain players that may not initiate that themselves and get different groups of guys together. So you always want to show that personal side. And I definitely think you get more out of your guys by building that relationship part. So, I think we were on our retreat in Newport, Rhode Island about a month ago. And, me and the staff were having dinner, and I reached out to quite a few of the guys on FaceTime. It looked like it caught a few off guard, but just wanted them to see myself and the staff and know we're thinking about them and just talking stuff through with them and giving them ideas that we're all sitting there talking about. So little actions like that, but at the end of the day, you have to be who you are. And I'm a basketball guy, bottom line. So I enjoy being around the players and getting to know them better. And then obviously coaching on the court. I think it all plays a part. No, not at all. Honestly, as I was playing later in my career, it started getting younger and younger. And so these guys keep you young in general, the players. But you got a guy like Al who's damn near my age. So yeah, Al is a guy I played against quite a few of these guys actually. So it doesn't change anything. It's just who they are and getting to know those guys. But across the board, it's not a problem for me.
We'll wrap it up right there. Thank you, head coach.
Thank you.